Hey guys, it's Wolfhorn, and welcome back to another episode of Just Building. So in this one, we work on the poor section of the city, and here you can see us sectioning off the sections with the fence posts that are on each line. They are 15 fence posts long, which is 15 blocks long. So yeah, we are currently in this one working on the poor section. So of course, for the building supplies, we are going to be using mostly wood, because that is like the poorest, in quotes, the poorest material you can use, except dirt, because we do not want to use dirt because that just looks way too bad. And yeah, so the first house we built is just a regular wooden square, and all it has inside of it is a toilet and a bed. And yeah, so normal, one of the most normal houses you can get. It even has a oak door. And the other two buildings that we build in this episode are a tent and not a an apartment. The apartment has many rooms in it actually, and we even add glass to it and some mossy cobble, as you will see once we get to that part of the video. But as for this house, we make it decently sized so you don't hit your head when you're in there, because that's just the worst. Regular roof, flat roof, nothing fancy about it at all. Regular wooden door. A normal, it's not backwards is either, I don't believe. Yeah, just regular door. Nothing fancy about it, and then just a plain flat roof, and that basically tops out that house. Just need the bed, and I make the toilet, but it's not in the video. Uh, it's just a cauldron in the ground filled with water. So yeah, I'd also decided if we wanted. I also thought about adding bookshelves, but we decided not to. Even I came up with the idea because villagers do it, but in the end we decided not to. Just added too much. So here is where I started building the tent. I make it out of red wool because that is a color that you think of tents. Well, at least I do, especially in like cartoons. So I decided to make it out of red wool, and fence post is part of the idea that had in my head of how it's gonna look. I had an idea, but I just couldn't make it with the space provided and the time. So in the end, it came out more like a square, like with the kind of a rounded top. Plenty of room actually. The only thing I added in it though was a little table, no bed in it. I might add a bed in later, but for now it's basically kind of just like a little place to hang out. And while I'm building this, next to me, as you can see, Volithus is building the apartments, the outer, just the outline of it, and the little cobble that's sticking out from the apartments is where the staircase is going to go. When we get the staircase, you'll see that it goes around the building, and you can easily access all of the layers, the stories is the word I was looking for, easily by just climbing the stairs there. And it rained a lot while we were building and recording. For some weird reason, I don't know. It's not supposed to rain that much in Minecraft. But then again, I did have the game rule on where the sun would not set, or the daylight cycle was set to false, because that makes it a lot easier to record because it never gets dark. It's always bright, and yeah, much easier that way. So at this point, the tent is pretty much done. This is the shape that it's going to be. I do come back and I do fix the back because there's some misplaced wool, and I just fix it up to make it look a little bit better. And now over here, I start messing with Volthus because he was breaking blocks and creating lag. So of course I had to mess with him because of that. And yeah, that's what that is. And here, I summon a lightning bolt, because those are always fun to summon. Here is where I go back and fix the back of the tent while breaking extra blocks that I did not mean to. But yeah, that happens. it's just wool. It's easy to put back. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the tent, besides the little table that I add now. And just a little regular fence post up on the other side though, with the little pressure plate on top. And yeah. Now I come over here and I sit in a boat, because I want to watch full of this, build the roof of this, recording it, because I was just wanted to wait until he's done that, then I would join in. And I just decided to record it while sitting in a boat, backwards third person, because yeah, that's a thing that I did want to do. And yeah, just a little something different. I think it turned out nicely. And yeah, now I get out of the boat and I break lots and lots of blocks because I did not hit shift. I was trying to break the boat while sitting in it, but it does not work. It just breaks the block beneath you, so you have to click shift to get out of it, and then you can break it. And yeah, and I just go back to the tent right after that, and then head back. Just want to mess with the pressure plate. And here is where I start adding in the doors of the apartments. Now for the doors is what I did. So the first door on the left, the handle starts on the left. No, sorry, the one on the left, the handle's on the right, and then the next one, the handle's on the left, and then the next one's on the right, etc. It keeps going back and forth like that, to add a little extra detail that you might not see if you don't look closely, but it's those little details that help in buildings, even if you're building simple buildings like this. Just something I wanted to add to it to make it look a little more realistic and everything. And yeah, so this apartments are 3 stories. The rooms are decent size, and in the rooms we only pretty much added beds to them, and that's it for the apartments. And then of course for the stairs start on the left side where you saw those cobblestone blocks. They go up and around the back of the building, come back up and go across. And for each story there's a little balcony that you will see once it's built. Just building the frame took a lot of time for this building. It is just a big rectangle, so that's a lot of blocks to fill in. And yeah, nothing too exciting when it comes to building the roof of any of these because it's all square. Yeah, just adding the little, the rest of the blocks, keeping holes in for the doors that'll be added, just regular oak doors once again. And this is the building that we add glass as well. We add some windows, and we add mossy cobble to it as well to make the buildings looked a little more aged. And I typed that just for him to, something a little extra for him to say in his video or explain, if he does keep it in there. I'm not sure, so definitely make sure to go check out his video to see if he kept that in or not, and to see if he said anything about it. But yeah, so here is where we started adding the balconies to the stories while I go in and fix the doors so they're facing the proper way of how I wanted it, with the pattern that I stated earlier. Just those little extra details. It was hard to get into those little doorways without a block underneath them, so I had to add some blocks. That's what that was. And yeah, so those are pretty much the rooms of the apartments. Nothing too exciting going on. No big builds or anything too complex in this episode. But it's something that must be built, and yeah, it has been built. And now the next episode, we have more buildings for this section, of course, to add. I'm not sure if we're going to complete this section or not in the next episode. Hopefully we can. And yeah, here's the start of the building of the stairs, connecting them to the balconies of the stories, and of course it goes through the back of them as well. here is where I get some emeralds because he wanted nothing too fancy in these, of course, because it's the poor section of the city. But just to mess with him, I went in and added a emerald block in one of the apartments, which he does find later. So, and then you'll see that in this when we get to that. And yeah, so basically the balconies are just 2 layers of wood, and the third layer it's outlined in cobblestone. Nothing too fancy, and yeah, as you can see, the stairs just go through the side. So I guess it doesn't go through the back. I thought it did. That was the thought that I had for the stairs before. So that's where that came from. It kind of does for that little part there, but we took it out instead. I was thinking of putting it there. We decided not to. Keep it a little easier. And I did fall off there, as you saw. So yeah, here on this part of the stairs, since this is over, we add a little hangover, I guess you would call. It's just cobble over the stairs, to protect from the rain and the weather and all of that. And when I saw that, I thought it looked a little odd, so I decided to add some fence posts to it. We were deciding on using fence gates or fence posts to it. I can't speak, but in the end, fence post looked the best because we decided to go for the little cobblestone thing that goes over it. So yeah, that is pretty much all we did for the apartments. Of course, we still have to put in the glass, the windows, and the mossy cobble. And for the windows, I decided to use that's where we found the emerald, I believe. In that, for the windows, I decided to use the white stained glass instead. More emeralds, because to go with the age look while using the mossy cobble, I just thought it would look really nice and just add one of those little extra details to the building. And in the end, it actually does look really nice, especially with the sun, because it never gets dark there. Well, of course, for now, because we're building it, but yeah, it just fit really perfectly. And yeah, I wanted to add some music while we're building. You can never go wrong with music, especially the cat disc. That is like my favorite one, is the cat disc in Minecraft. Tell me in the comments below what Minecraft disc is your favorite. But yeah, cat one is definitely mine. There's some others that are almost there, or like right next to it, but that is definitely my all-time favorite music disc in Minecraft. So yeah, this is where we're adding the finish touches to it with the mossy cobble, the windows, and all of that. And that pretty much wraps up this episode of Just Building. Nothing too exciting in this episode. Next one, I will hopefully make it more interesting. Just add more of a little grindy, still pretty cool episode, I would say. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to like. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.